These are the announcements for this week. This week is the week of Monday, February 23rd, 2026. If you happen to be watching this a year later, too late. Monday, February 23rd, 2026.
And this is pretty cool. The first couple of times Cam and I did this, we were like, this is our schedule. We are so on it. We know what we're doing now. And the first couple of times starting to hit the gas pedal, we're like, what do we talk about? But it took 2 weeks for the news cycle and events and happenings to be like, now there's too much. How do we be less funny so we have more time for the meat of the conversation? And the answer is too bad, so sad. You have to watch it.
Be so funny that people just want to watch it longer.
Exactly.
There you go. All right. With that said, let's get to the announcements for this week with Monkeypod. The blog post plan for this week is about smart lists related to broadcast, specifically in the HighLevel platform. Again, a little contrast that I want to draw between Keap and HighLevel. I was sending a broadcast in HighLevel recently, and there was a question, like an actual pop-up box question on the screen that gave me two choices about how to handle the smart list that I was relating to that broadcast.
Nice.
And it made me feel very specific things about how we have to plan for that for the people we work with who are using Keap. So it was really interesting contrast. I just want to share how smart lists relate to audiences for broadcasts inside of HighLevel for this week.
In theory, the same thing, but behaviorally different and kind of nuanced. So it's really important, especially for people like partners in either area or marketing professionals, to understand the nuance between one and the other, because it's sort of the same thing, but it's not. So get very excited. It's going to be a really good blog post.
Absolutely. Okay, news item number 2 is that we're filming some content with our friend Leslie Turner. Leslie is from a company called Mailbox Power, which is like a physical gifting company. They create mugs and sweaters and stickers and all of these types of things. But when we met Leslie and his team, at Mailbox Power, what I noticed or admired about their offer is that they integrate directly with a whole bunch of CRMs, right? So if you want to send a notebook or a sticker to somebody when they've been inside of an automation for a certain period of time, I just thought that the way this company had that integration set up was really elegant. And so I invited Leslie to come and interview with us. So we'll be filming that this week, and we will be dropping an episode onto YouTube.
Cool. It's going to be great. And I know that we had this whole 2026, new year, new us, new Monkeypod, but I want to make sure that to reiterate that difference from before to now. We want to do less webinars where it's a big deal and it's only really fun if you attend and the replay is a little less exciting. We want to be more like we're putting long form pre-recorded content, because the meat of the webinars always mattered, but it was more the form and function of it that made it a little dicey. So we want to continue to create and post really great long form educational material so that you can get in-depth information from an expert. However, we still wanted to have that in-person element. Cam, I'll let you get into it, and then I'll be Jade after.
You'll be Jade after. Well, I'll give you all the space to be Jade and tell people why they should attend.
Yeah.
If you are an OG member, so if you are part of our official community, we will be hosting for you our Monkeypod Member Mingle. That's this week on Friday. So Friday, February 27th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Jade, I think you're going to help host the Mingle. What is a Mingle?
Okay. First of all, who doesn't love a good alliteration, right? The triple M, that very cool, very fun. However, I mentioned before, we wanted to still have that sort of intimate environment where we get to hang out. We wanted to save our in-person time for actual interaction, especially with our members, the people that we hold really close and dear in our community together. So the mingles they're definitely, everything is social and fun but we want to make sure that we're distinguishing the two types of in-person kind of huddles that we're having. So first of all, there's it's almost strictly social, but we're still going to host and guide and make sure that we're lubricating the conversation and having a really good time, keeping it social and industry related, but still very fun. So that one is this upcoming Friday, the 27th. Be sure to hang out with us. It's super fun.
The Zoom link to get into this room will be posted only inside of the community. So if you are a member, you'll find it inside of the private community. Also, I mentioned this before the tech hours a couple of weeks ago. I have a special text messaging list for people who are members and also want to know in real time when we're jumping onto a session like this. So if you want, a 10-minute text message warning that it's time to get in, that is the other way to get the Zoom link to this. So if you're part of the private community, you'll find the Zoom link posted in there just before the session starts. If you don't want to go to Facebook, you can let me know. I'll add you to that special text message list and you'll get the Zoom link to your phone right before it's time to join. So if you want that, send me an email, make a comment, DM, and we will make sure that you, as long as you're a member, we'll make sure you get added to that list.
Come and hang out.
We have more coming up next week, but let's wrap it up for this Monday and tune in next Monday when we give you more announcements about what to expect for new events, new content coming up shortly after that. Okay, Jade, have a good, productive, and fun week, and see you on Friday.
Bye.
Bye.